Well, hello, folks. Pastor Rocky. Hope you're doing great today. Well, here we are again talking about how good God is, and the things that we're seeing Him do is just amazing. Today is the 23rd day of our situation here in Mitchell County, and it's amazing to me to see how that the Scripture lines up with people as the people line up with the Scripture. In other words, God gives the direction. The people make a choice to follow. And when they follow, it works together. So we're seeing that take place. In our church, we have been going strong for 23 days. And it's amazing. We have had hundreds of people come through, fed thousands of people. And we're going to keep it up. We're going to keep it up. We had talked about cutting out the meals for the public, but my wife and I prayed, and I talked to the leadership, and we just can't do it. We're going to keep it going because people are hungry, and people need a warm meal. They need a change of their environment. Maybe they're leaving. I had people last night come through for the supper meal, and they left their home. They had a generator running, and they came to a church that had all the lights on and all the heat on and all the people around, and they were able to sit and talk. It's very valuable. So there's no way that we decided that we can ever change that, at least now, because of the need of people to be around other people. And that's exactly what we talked a little bit about yesterday, about helping people out of Galatians chapter 6. And we mirrored chapter 6 with chapter 5 about the Spirit. I want to read it again because it is so important. One of my favorite passages. And it says, "Brethren, if a man be overtaken in a fault, you which are spiritual, restore such a one in the spirit of meekness, considering yourself, lest you also be tempted." So in other words, what Paul is saying is that act about people like you would want you acted about. In other words, if you had a situation, you'd want someone to take care of you or to help you. And when somebody else has a situation, you want to help them because you would want the same help. Now, here's a cool word. I love this. This is one of my favorite verses for such a long time. And it says, "Brethren," which is the word autophos. If a man is overtaken in a fault, which means a brother or sister, you which are spiritual, we went through chapter 5, verse 22 for that. Didn't finish it. We just got through peace, love, joy, peace. A lot of other words there that you can look. But back to chapter 6, "You which are spiritual, restore such a one in the spirit of humility, considering it could be you." Now, I love the word here. The word restore is, I've used this word over the years so many, many times. I've used the same word, and it's the word bondo. Now, if you know anything about car repairs, car dealerships, body shops, the word bondo is not an unusual word. It might be to you. You may have never heard it before. Bondo is this: when a person, as an example, has their car hit, say the back part of their car on the driver's side, that's called a quarter panel, or the fender in front. So either way, they get hit. And that's not enough to total the car, so it can be repaired. So you take it to an auto body shop, and they give you an estimate. And they say, well, it's going to cost, say, $2,000 to fix this quarter panel. And we can get you a new quarter panel and put on it, and it can be great, so you're happy, and you leave your car. Well, the body shop man in this scenario, we have a lot of good body shop people, but in this scenario, the body shop man's not a good man. So he figures that he can take that quarter panel and he can beat the dents out of it. He can pull the dents out of it, and he can put on a substance that's called bondo, and he can smooth it over those dents and those rough places, and he can make it just crystal glass smooth. It's crazy how they can do this. And as a result of that, he gets the money from the insurance company for a new fender. He doesn't put a new fender on it. So that new fender is a couple grand. And he puts bondo in it, which would be a couple hundred. And he smooths it out. He sands it down. Then he paints it. And it looks brand new. And when you come to the car, you say, wow, that's beautiful. And what you're saying to yourself, I got a new fender. The guy that's doing the work that's unfair, that's not honest, he's smiling. Oh, the fender looks beautiful, doesn't it? He didn't put a new fender on it. He put Bondo on it. He patched it. It's interesting to me that you never know whether your car has Bondo in it until you get in a crash. If that part of the car ever gets hit again, it will become crumbling and it will fall by the wayside. Bondo. That's my verse. You which are spiritual, restore. No Bondo, a new fender. That's what God does. God doesn't give us Bondo. He gives us a new fender. He doesn't try to repair the dents and the bruises. He makes it new. It's such a wonderful illustration. I've used it hundreds and hundreds of times because so many times in life, we just try to put enough patches on it to make it work. God doesn't do that. God doesn't work patchwork. God restores. New part, new fender, new quarter panel. He doesn't put Bondo on it. When you help someone, you don't go half the way. You go all the way. You do the very best you can do. And it's a temptation to go half the way, I'll tell you. When you deal with so many people and you have to deal with so many situations, it's very easy to say, let's just patch it up. No, that's not what God does. God puts a new fender on it. You which are spiritual, restore such a one in the spirit of meekness, humility, meekness, considering it could be you. In other words, you would want a new fender on your car. You wouldn't want Bondo on it. So you should give a new fender to someone else. Not try to patch it up. Fix it. That's what God does. He fixes it. And if we fix it, we're doing the work of God. Let us serve one another and so fulfill the law of Christ. If you do this, God will bless you for it. God bless you. We love you, and goodbye.